Metro Manila is really dying. Sorry to say, it's a dying city. Another thing, yung EDSA rehab na yan, I don't think it's a good idea right now. Carmageddon na naman yan, di ba? Just like ngayon, simpleng ulan, simpleng hard rain na nangyari, traffic everywhere. Certain areas na yung EDSA repair na yan, they better think twice about doing that later na. Hi guys, Realtor Mike here. How are you? I was stranded last night in SLEX and in BGC. From BGC, I had an early dinner. Was planning to go to Pasig. May downpour. Got stuck in BGC going up that bridge. Yung connecting to Pasig. And then I decided to go home. To go back to New Valley, So sa SLEX naman, I got stuck 4 hours, I think. Yung total combined BGC to my home, to my house here in New Valley, took me 6 hours. Grabe. So stuck 1 hour and a half sa BGC, tapos sa SLEX mo 4 hours, 3-4 hours tapos sa travel time. So I decided to make this video because this is what is in my heart talaga, that Metro Manila is really dying. Sorry to say, it's a dying city, and it's unfolding in front of our very eyes. I'm 56 now. So I've seen so much, the deterioration from what it was before until now. Since I'm a real estate practitioner, nakikita ko yung things that some people may not see. For example, the condos all around Metro Manila. Okay sana kung sa mga central business district, but the former residential areas such as Phil-Am. Sorry, I grew up there, so mas nakikita ko. Yung mga 1 lot per family sa EDSA, those were single houses yun, bungalows. Now, some of them were converted to condominiums. Meron 20 stories. Mas merong Sogo Hotel na 6-7 stories. At the back of Phil-Am yan. Technically Phil-Am siya. Phil-Am EDSA, they call it. So yung math ko dyan, yung 1 family per lot, which accommodates at maximum 7-10 people. Ngayon, na siya, 20-story, 30-story building. Ang math ko niya, ini-imagine ko, yung water resources, yung toilet flushing facilities, yung parking, yung traffic na cost nun, that building, versus yung mga residents versus yung single family pa siya, And there are multiple properties na ganon. South Triangle, pumunta ka doon sa mga GMA, puro buildings na ngayon niya. Katipunan, Avenue, puro buildings na rin yan. Yung intended for single family na lots, 10-story, minimum 10-story, 20, 30-story buildings, So in Pasig, if you go to Pass by C5 and you look at the right side, southbound, makikita mo yung mga properties doon na sobrang taas yung mga buildings, multiple, So that causes a lot of, may multiplier effect yun in terms of garbage, water resources, yung disposal, toilet, etc., plus traffic. Kasi yung single family na yon nagiging 700 families, And it's just not happening in those areas. Marami pa in Metro Manila. Yun yung math na nakikita ko, na it really adds to deterioration. There's a condominium, 80 stories. Special mention dahil kaka-launch lang near ABS-CBN and GMA. 80 stories projected to become twin towers. Parang building A pa lang nila-launch. Yung building B, siyempre subject to the response of the market. So doon magkakaroon ng 80 stories. I can't imagine. So that's why it adds up to the deterioration. Ang main culprit niyan for me, I think, please educate me with the comments below. Culprit for me is yung rezoning. Yung mga rezoning na meron yung city government in the spirit of progress and development. They have this, they can change the zoning of a particular area. And yung mga exemptions, those things, I heard, not verified, walang first-hand knowledge, subject to corruption yan, the developers and the city, so, allegedly. So, yun, source of corruption daw yan. So, yung sa Katipunan, dati meron mga controversy. Yung SM doon, beside Ateneo, may protest na biglang nagkaroon doon. But natuloy nila. Yung sa tapat ng La Vista, they tried to develop that into a high-rise yung harap. But there were very influential people in La Vista. Particularly, si Senator Miriam daw. yun, no, protested. So, hindi natuloy yun. So, that's the issue yung sa condos na yan. I've really misplaced na condos. Condos are good as long as napag-aralan talaga kung saan at kompleto facilities, kompleto yung studies on traffic law, etc. etc. Another thing, yung EDSA rehab na yan, I don't think it's a good idea right now. Carmageddon na naman yan, di ba? Just like ngayon, simpleng ulan, simpleng hard rain na nangyari, traffic everywhere. Certain areas na prone to flooding, stand still, no? Yung EDSA repair na yan, nako, they better think twice about doing that later na it's a redeeming part of my video, no? So yung Guadalupe Bridge, it will be closed 15-18 months for repair. Yes, it's necessary dahil I think they're just not trying to say it explicitly. Hindi pasado dun sa the big one earthquake. It will succumb if or when the big one comes, no? That's why there's an urgency, no? What is my point, no? Yung battle cry is decongest Metro Manila. Self-serving because I've been advocating for suburban living. We have to decongest Metro Manila. There's no other way, no? Ang isang critical, maybe redeeming hope coming to us for Metro Manila is the time frame of 2028 to 2032. When the subway gets finished, hopefully, no, yung MRT-7, yung North-South Commuter Railway, yung mga bridge from Cavite to Bataan, ano yan, decongestion, not only in Metro Manila, slowly, no? So hopefully with those railways, people like sa Japan, merong efficient mass transport system, they can live outside Metro Manila, then work in Metro Manila. Yun yung objectives nun, no? Kunyari, yung North-South Commuter Railway. From Clark yun. Clark, Pampanga, but I think they're going to extend it to Clark, Capas, Tarlac. All the way, dadaan yun ng Bulacan, dadaan yun ng Metro Manila, north of Metro Manila, south of Metro Manila, hanggang Calamba. So, you can just imagine, no, yung reach nun, no? And there's another good news, yung recently approved with the US government's help. Freight from Subic, Clark, Metro Manila to Batangas, port areas naman. So hopefully the big trucks can be lessened sa Metro Manila with that railway. And future plan of that freight railway going commuter railway na rin i-combo, no? But it's still in the works. Ang ano pa lang ngayon, yung na-approve is yung railway. Yun, plus the subway, yung Bulacan Airport, Clark Airport, hopefully feeder na lang tong NAIA right now. So those are the redeeming and hopefully may solve, not totally, no, partially, yung dying status of Metro Manila. And another thing, what the major developers are doing now is decongesting Metro Manila by developing Cebu, Davao, Iloilo, Dumaguete, yung Lipa na yan, yung Batangas, Quezon, marami na nagla-land bank. They're trying to develop estates there and communities, such as specifically in Davao. I'm planning to go there next week, no? Meron si Ayala Estate, Abriza, and some other estates that I want to be familiar with, no? And I've researched, and the other developers are already there also, no? Mega World. They see the opportunity and the congestion in Metro Manila, no? Number one, mas mura ang lupa. Number two, there's so much talent. Yung mga BPOs, the major BPOs are in Iloilo yata. I have a friend whose family relocated to Iloilo, I think, no? Yung buong family niya from here. Sabi niya, Iloilo or Cagayan, I'll double check, no? Mga major BPOs are there already because of the more affordable rates and the tremendous English-speaking talents there, no? So, yung mga taga doon na well-educated, hindi na pupunta Metro Manila, to plug Metro Manila even more. So, yun muna, just want to share my experience and lament. Talagang it was really so bad last night. I was in the car. So, yun muna. And want to hear from you, your thoughts. Realtor Mike saying stay safe and stay in faith. Thank you for the privilege of your time. God bless.